Hey, welcome to Poor Man Mods. Do your coil pack connectors look like this? Well, good. Well, not actually good, but if they do, then you came to the right video. The 1Js and I want to say the 2Js have a serious problem with the coil pack connectors. They tend to break, and in my case some have disappeared. Some of mine, they're just connected with the pins, they're not actually clipped on. I don't know why, that's how it came. And it can cause some major issues if they aren't crimped, and it can cause some major issues if they're not connected properly, obviously. So today I'm going to show you how to put new connectors on end pins provided by YodaConnectors.com, my good friend Ron over there. I'm going to show you how to do it. It's pretty simple. You need a special tool to do it, but it could save you a lot of headache because I've had some major issues with this car with throwing spark and shit and not running right because my connections come loose, and I'm sick and tired of it. I want to thank Yoda Connectors for helping us out with this video. Go check them out for any wiring needs for your Toyotas. So with that being said, let's get to the actual fixing. Now I'm hoping in my case I actually don't need to crimp on new pins to these wires. I'm still going to show you how to do that on spare wire if I don't need to do it to mine. But it will save me a lot of headache if I don't have to. So this connector is broken, and as you can see the wires in it are loose. You can take it out. It's not a good clip at all. When you go to do this, make sure you remember which wire was where. So when I'm taking this off, there's a black and brown wire and a blue wire. Black and brown wire was on the passenger side, blue wire was on the driver's side. So I'm taking this crappy connector off, and the pins are in good shape. I don't think I need to replace those. So all I'm going to do is replace the connector. Now with the connector that Yoda Connectors provided us, you leave this white piece sticking out, and this part of the clip is going on this side. You can look at the other ones, so it's going to be opposite of that one. So the clip part is on that side, this one's on this side. They're not going to be in the same orientation, so flip it like this. And the pins only go in one way, so you have to stick them in the correct way. Stick them in. Get them all the way in. Make sure that the seal is inside the connector. And once you have it in good, push this in to lock it. Now, you have a brand new connector on your wires. And it's done. Now I just have to do it to the rest of these. I'm not going to crimp and put new pins on these, but I will show you with extra wire on how to do that. Alright, so I'll show you how to do this again. This one is even worse. I don't even have a connector on it. So remember which pin was on which side. Stick it in. They only go in one way. Wait for it to click, as you just heard. Push that in. Bam, brand new connector. Now let's go see how to put new pins on. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to make this. You take your wire. Say you have to put a new connector on. For example, in my car, there's one connector where it has a good seat in the connector, but it doesn't clip onto the coil pack. I actually don't want to replace that one because I don't feel like shortening the wires to put a new connector on. It seats on there just fine, it just doesn't click. But if you have that issue and you want to replace the connector, you have to cut the wire off, so you're shortening it. But then once you do that, you strip it about a 1/4 of an inch. You have your wire stripped about a 1/4 of an inch, and then you take the little seal gasket thing and slip it over, and then you take your new pin and set it on. You want the very back of the pin wrapping around the seal, so when you crimp it, it grabs onto the seal. You also want to make sure the wire is in here. You don't want it on top like that. You actually want to slide the wire in. Now let the pin sit on top. And you have to have this special crimping tool. I'll have a link in the description to where you can buy one. And we're going to be using D. Actually, I'm sorry, we're going to be using C on here. Since we're going to be using C, you put the opened end of this pin, so right now that would be the bottom, where it's going to say C on here. The open end of this pin at the bottom. It's open here, closed on the back. The open end is going down in the valley of C. So once you have it in, squeeze it. And now you can see that when you crimped it, it wrapped it all the way around that seal. Now it's on there tight. It's on there pretty tight, but we need to crimp it one more time. We need to crimp this area. Again, same exact thing. With C, crimp it. And now this crimped onto the wire, so there's a solid connection to where it's gonna conduct the electricity. So we crimped it twice, here to hold on to the coating, and here to have a solid connection between the pin and the copper. Now you could go over it again just to make sure that it's crimped properly. And now that you have this crimped properly, you can put it in the connector. Once you have two new pins crimped on, then you can stick it in the connector. See how the seals are flush in there? Hold the back of it, push that down, and you have a new connector. You'll know if you do it right if when you look in here, if you can see the metal pins. If you don't see the metal pins seated all the way up, then they're not in all the way. But that's how you put new pins and a new connector on your coil packs. Hopefully you don't have to do this, but if you do it, this is how you do it. And this is the crimper tool that we are using. I was not able to find this at any auto parts store, any tool store, anywhere. Couldn't get it at Harbor Freight, Advance Auto, Home Depot, Lowe's, anywhere. This is actually really hard to find. So I will have a link in the description to this tool if you need it. Hopefully you don't need it, but if you do, I'll have a link for you so you can purchase it. Alright guys, so there you go. That's how you change coil pack connectors and pins on your 1J or 7M or 2JZ. I want to thank Yoda Connectors for helping us out with this video. If you guys need any Toyota electrical connectors or pigtails or even a wiring harness redone, check out YodaConnectors.com. I'll also have a link in the description to the special crimper tool you need for this if you're going to do the pins. It's pretty quick and simple, especially if you have that crimper tool. It's not that difficult, and this could fix a lot of issues. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Poor Man Mods. Hope you learned something, and I will see you next time.